Speaking tonight, we have Mayor Sean Riley, Chief Daniel Thompson, and Fire Chief Steve Howard.
Thank you. Sean Riley, Mayor, City of Waukesha. Today we experienced a horrible, senseless tragedy. I walked in the parade at the beginning. I saw all the happy children sitting on the curb. I saw all the happy parents behind their children. I can still see the smiling faces. A parade is a celebration for our community. Today our community faced horror and tragedy in what should have been a community celebration. I'm deeply saddened to know that so many in our community went to a parade but ended up dealing with injury and heartache. My heart goes out to all those affected by this senseless act. My heart goes out to those injured as well as to their families. My heart goes out to those who were witness to these events. My heart goes out to those who lost a loved one tonight. I want to thank all those who sprang into action tonight to provide help and comfort to those who were injured. I pray for all those that were injured that they recover. I pray for those who lost a loved one. Thank you to our police and fire departments as well as many others that have helped the city of Waukesha. There's other departments, the county, the state, the federal government has contacted me. They've all asked how they can help. I know that our first responders are also deeply affected by the events of today, and I pray for them and that they find healing and that everyone involved in this situation finds healing. Chief.
Thank you, Mayor. Today's tragic incident occurred on November 21st, 2021 at 4:39 p.m. at Gasper Avenue and Main Street. The Waukesha Christmas Parade was taking place when a red SUV drove through the barricades westbound heading down Main Street.
Can you speak up, please?
Yes, I can. The vehicle struck more than 20 individuals. Some of the individuals were children, and there were some fatalities as a result of this incident. We will not be releasing information on fatalities at this time while we are working on notifying the family members of the deceased. An officer did discharge his weapon at the suspect vehicle to try to stop the vehicle. No bystanders were injured as a result of the weapon discharge. The officer involved has been with the department for 6.5 years. Victims were transferred by Waukesha Fire Department to the hospital. Chief Howard will speak on that. Police officers also transferred victims to the hospital, and family members also transferred victims from the scene to the hospital. We're no longer looking for a suspect vehicle. We do have a person of interest in custody at the moment, but this is still a very fluid investigation. I was present at this tragic event and saw firsthand the resiliency of the community coming together. I also want to thank all law enforcement partners, both federal, state DCI, State Patrol, Waukesha County Sheriff's Department, Brookfield Police Department, New Berlin Police Department, FBI, ATF, and all our other partners who responded to assist in this tragedy. It is unknown at this time whether the incident has any nexus to terrorism. To the families involved, you are in the Waukesha Police Department's thoughts and prayers. To the Waukesha community, this scene is now safe and secure. I'll take a few questions at this time.
Was the suspect shot?
Chief, just a minute. We're going to let Chief Howard speak about the victim.
Thank you. Sorry, no problem.
Thank you. I was just going to provide just some brief information regarding the patients that we transported. The city of Waukesha was actually part of the parade. We normally have an engine in the parade. As soon as the calls started coming in, we heard radio traffic and immediately responded from 5 of our stations. We activated our mass casualty protocols and used the MABUS box alarm system and activated a box to the second alarm. That means that we received assistance not only from our 5 fire stations with all personnel on duty, but from approximately 12 other fire departments. The City of Waukesha Fire Department and its partners in MABUS transported a total of 11 adults and 12 pediatric patients to 6 area hospitals. We do not have any specifics on the injuries at this time. All of the patients were transported. There were some fatalities. We do not have any detailed information on the fatalities at this time.
Just real quick, I'm sorry, Chief. I was going to say you didn't want to mention.
Okay. We'll open up for a few questions for all three. Mayor, police chief, or
How many
fire.
people were killed?
Out of respect for the family members, we still have to make notifications. So that number, and to be honest with you, the investigation is still fluid, so I don't have an exact number at this time to give you.
The marching band that you see in the video, what school was that? The marching band where the car drove through?
I couldn't even tell you what band was playing at that
Chief, the
time.
shelter-in-place alert was issued at 7:05. It said an all clear would come. That has not come. Can you elaborate?
Yes, great question. So the reason why that shelter-in-place call came, because we're still doing a canvas, it's still ongoing crime scene. So we didn't want members of the community coming into the crime scene, so we wanted the members of the community to shelter in place. So that's why that alert went out.
Was that
Chief,
still in effect? Is that still in effect, Chief?
No, it is not.
Chief,
Was there
earlier,
one suspect in the car, and was that person struck by the officer who was fired?
That's still an ongoing investigation of how many are involved at this time. We're still working those details
Chief,
out.
earlier you
Mayor,
said
can
you were,
confirm that schools are closed tomorrow? Are all schools in Waukesha closed tomorrow?
Chief, earlier, go ahead.
We do not know
Can't
at this
confirm
time.
that. One
You
more
said
question.
earlier that,
How long do you expect the streets to be closed?
excuse me, earlier you said you were unaware of any gunshots from the vehicle. We heard a lot about it on social media. Can you clarify right now that the suspect driving the car
At
did
this
not
time,
shoot a firearm?
We do not believe there's any shots that were fired from the vehicle. We believe that officers discharged a firearm to stop the vehicle.
What did the person of interest
Because the
say?
vehicle went through the barricade.
What did the person of interest say when you took them into custody?
That's still unknown at this time.
That's all the questions we're going to take right now. We will be putting more information. Any more information will come out in the city's social media accounts in regards to a further press conference or further information. That's all we can put out tonight at this time. Thank you.
Chief, is this deliberate?
Can you talk about your first responders and what they saw when they were there?
Anything more tonight?
Chief, can we just ask you what your first responders saw?
Again, I will say that any more information or information about any further press conferences will be put out on the city's social media accounts. We just can't confirm when that will come out, but any more information will come out in the city's social media accounts.
Are the fatalities included in the 20+ injured, or is that on top of the injured?